It is January 1st.
So happy New Year.
Here's a piece of glitter.
Yeah.
Today we are watching Fallen Angels, and this is a television show, just a single episode.
1995.
This was a series on Showtime. This episode is called The Professional Man. I did find it on YouTube for free. Just search for The Professional Man. Thank you for all of these chocolate crumbs that are now going to melt everywhere.
You are so welcome. Here, take one.
I'm just really...
I'll take the smaller one.
I'm thrilled about this.
I'll take the smaller one. Thank you. They'll melt on my
piece
of paper.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
We might be like just jumping smack dab in the middle of a storyline that's already very well established.
All right.
Like we might find this a little confusing.
Let's just read an overall synopsis.
This series is set in somber... No, not Siri. Shh.
That girl, she has no boundaries.
No. Right after World War II, before the election of American President JFK. So we're going to see Brendan in like 1940s clothes.
I'm really excited.
We grew up watching film noirs and like all of the old Hollywood stuff.
Anything on TCM.
Yeah. So this could be right up our alley. He could be the bad guy.
He could be.
Or like a victim.
He's the professional man.
He could be a hitman.
Who parades around in this charade of innocence of Johnny Lamb.
Okay, I'm excited about this.
Me too. Let's watch it.
Well, first of all, I got something on my shirt.
Here's what happened. We saw the intro of this.
All the camera angles, and someone was like
like
pouring a martini.
I was like, I just feel like our enjoyment of this would be so enhanced by having a cocktail.
So, this particular episode, he's an elevator operator by day, and then by night, he's kind of like a hired hitman. And he works for this thug club owner, played by Peter Coyote, who was the father in A Walk to Remember.
Oh my gosh.
So that's probably what most of you guys will know him from. But also, he is in a fantastic French film called Bon Voyage.
Oh, yeah.
That I used to love in high school, and he speaks French in it.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Very talented man.
This boss man and Brendan are both kind of involved with one of the bartenders. And the boss is basically saying, I'm really upset because I feel like he doesn't want me, and so I
want you to kill him.
And so Brendan does, which is kind of, I think it's sad for him too, because he actually maybe kind of cares about this guy, although he doesn't really show it. He's kind of
There's
cold.
quite a coldness there. Like, he's just very emotionless. It just seems like he's very disconnected from his heart.
I know, Dizzy. Brendan's little heart.
His little heart. It seemed like the bartender was just way more into Johnny than Johnny was.
Yeah,
with him.
And then even though the bartender suspects that Johnny's going to kill him, he agrees to like go on this romantic date. And he even says something like,
yeah, I know what the plan is.
Lying
I'm
to
in
himself.
love with you, and I'm just going to let you stab me.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this for a while now, but we figured new year, a few new categories. There has been enough dancing from what we've seen and what we know we are going to see that it's definitely worth having a category just for dancing.
Yes.
And then also, thanks to
Elizabeth,
one of our subscribers who just leaves such great comments, in her version of the film festival, she has a costume category.
Which I think is brilliant.
That is such a great idea, and I'm really surprised that neither of us
Came up with
suggested it. So thank you, Elizabeth.
Okay, so, back to this.
So
let's start scoring. Unless there's anything else you need to say.
This. I just appreciated the sax music.
I'm so sorry.
Emotional depth.
He had to be cut off from his emotions in order to murder people.
You have to be.
I mean, I think the most emotion that I saw was just the silhouette of his body when he leaned against the wall after he killed.
I'm fine with one.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, man count. I counted one man as he is an elevator operator. So something, ma'am after a woman.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say it's a 1.
One man.
Comedic performance.
0.
It's a 0. Best actor in a dramatic role. It's his darkest role.
There was no joy in this at all. This is the least like all of his other performances so far. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't even say it was dramatic.
I mean, there are a couple scenes where he murders people, but you don't
even
like hear them or see their reaction.
No, and I mean,
it's all kind of hidden in black and white.
You don't see him grappling with
what to do.
The gravity of what he is about to do. You just see him putting on these white gloves, just like it's no big deal, and then he just gets the knife out and...
The most that happens really is that he's in the elevator the day after he murders the bartender.
And he thinks that he sees him again.
And it kind of, for a moment, he's like... Yeah, even that he remembers what to do. He's like...
Yeah.
Floors 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I almost fell.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I almost fell. That was dramatic.
That was more dramatic than Fallen Angels. 1.
I say 1. Mostly, I'm only even doing that because of the scenes where he murders people. His physical prowess and stunts. I think the main thing is when he killed the bartender, he had to do some kind of jerky motions with his body to make it look like he was really stabbing the guy. It's like he stabbed him and like dug in again.
But I wouldn't say that was a stunt.
Well, it had to be choreographed, but I agree. I wasn't really.
I mean,
wowed.
I could do that right now without even choreographing. I just murdered someone.
Oh my God.
Cold as ice, baby.
So is that just a 0?
Yeah, 0.
Hair. When I was looking at his hair, I remember thinking, I didn't know that this was set in the 40s. I would think it was the 90s with his hair. It was kind of gelled back, and then the front was sort of wisping.
He always has
forward.
Like this little
He must
piece
have a
of
cowlick
hair
or something.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like 40s hair to me. But I didn't mind it.
No.
It just didn't
I mean,
seem...
40s hair needs to be a little more, like, wavy.
Yeah, and maybe more slicked back.
But I didn't hate the hair.
No, it was good, and it
wasn't terrible.
Nice on him. It was
slicked
cut
back.
nicely in the back.
It was, finally.
It wasn't too long. It wasn't too poofy. Like, I thought that was good. Well, let's do 4.
Let's do 4. Swoons.
Hidden
Hidden talents.
There's really nothing that I can name that is new.
He methodically cut up this donut.
Now, that was interesting.
That is some self-control. He, like, cut these tiny little pieces of a donut.
To then stick a knife in it and then dip it in his coffee.
Which I feel like is such a 40s thing.
Is it? To cut up a donut like that?
No, just like to dip the donut in coffee. Who still dips a donut in coffee?
I felt like that was a police officer thing, because the police officer in Home Alone does that. When Mrs. McAllister is calling, like,
right.
Like, check on my son. And he's like,
ma'am, no, we'll send someone over.
And he's like got his mouth full of a donut. But it felt like a cop thing to me, not a murderer thing, who needs to be in tip-top shape, one would think.
Yeah. It's the little joys in life, Whitney.
It maybe
just give the man his donut.
That may have been his happiest moment.
Honestly, I think it probably was. The way he like just kind of stabbed that donut. Well, I mean, obviously he has experience stabbing.
Mm-hmm. I think that was before we had seen him murder somebody.
True.
Was that his murder knife that he was using?
No, that was like dinner knife. Although that would have been like much cooler if he had used his murder knife.
It would have been much more noir.
Next time I eat a donut, I'll have to get my switchblade out.
Are we just grasping at straws, Dizzy?
We are.
So I think we just need to do a 0.
0.
Let's just save it for when it's really going to count.
Yeah.
Swoons.
0.
The men at the bar?
No, they were like making fun of him. I'm all for.
What about the boss man?
Male swoons. No.
Okay. The temperature.
His character is not attractive to me at all.
And he's a murderer.
This might surprise you, but I don't fall for murderers.
Well, also
not that I know of. He's just too emotionally unavailable for me.
All right.
So it's a 0. Well, but no.
But he looked good. And he had suspenders.
And I
really liked the suspenders.
I did too. Dancing. No dancing.
Such a shame. Costumes.
I love a pink on red combination. Add gray to the mix.
It was like Valentine's Day.
It's perfection. Love him in some pleated trousers. I still have like 2 sips left.
When we were watching this, I was looking at some of the fashion and I thought, if I didn't know this was set in the 40s, I don't think I would know it was set in the 40s.
Right. It was a very 90s interpretation of the 40s. I was not loving the white suit. It was a baggy 90s suit.
When I noticed that, I felt like, oh, I don't mind that. He was sitting down, so I could only see like from his chest up.
Yeah.
I really wanted to like his elevator operator outfit because he had a hat on and everything.
Yeah.
I did not like the color.
I'm not sure if that shade of red is this color.
He looked more like he would be in a circus.
It was this red.
It was this color.
It was almost
So,
exactly
like,
this color.
For example, a red. Now open your eyes. I mean, it's not bad.
Floor 3.
So, costumes.
You know, he doesn't remind me, but his costume reminds me of the monkey in the Phantom of the Opera. Dun, 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 dun.
Masquerade! Remember when you and I used to sing the Phantom of the Opera song?
Yes, because we had it on a cassette tape that we played in the car all the time.
And we were just like squealing at the top of our lungs.
Back to costumes. From the intro of the show, I thought I was going to be completely wowed, and I wasn't really wowed by the costumes. It was the colors were kind of off, and the tailoring was kind of off. Why are you sitting behind me? Like, I'm looking at you like you're back here.
So what do you think about those costumes?
What do you think about those costumes, Desi? Yeah, I think the execution could have been a little bit better.
What's your note?
The music was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed
I did too.
every single selection. Every
Yeah.
single thing, I just felt like, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That I don't hear very often.
There were quite a few Fred Astaire songs in there. I won't dance, don't ask me.
That's perfect.
I'm not gonna dance with him.
Yeah. That was the ending song.
I won't dance, don't ask me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12.
12 points for Fallen Angels.
Next week, we will be watching The Passion of Darkly Noon from 1995.
I'm so excited
I
about
am
this.
too.
This is a movie?
It's a movie and it's for free on Amazon.
Woo. Thanks for watching along with us.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
This was the type of, these were the, okay, hold on.
What were you feeling? Tell me.
Apologies, I lost my hat.
Bad singing is the best thing you can do for neighbors who can hear you.
Masquerade, another mask behind you.
Bum, bum, bum.